Hello and welcome to the Freedom Frequency Podcast. I'm your host, Kaya, energy healer, psychic channel, and spiritual mentor for women who are ready to ditch the spiritual rulebook, release the pressure and overwhelm, and let go of all that comparison that makes you feel like what you're doing isn't enough. In this podcast, I'm going to share bits of my journey with you, as well as my wisdom and knowledge to show you that spirituality gets to be something that works for you and not something that you work for. Now let's dive into today's episode. Hello. Welcome to the Freedom Frequency Podcast November energy update and channeled reading. So I almost forgot what month it was before I started recording this. Time is like scrambled up for me. I don't know if you feel the same. October has been this month that just like it sticks out when I think about the year as a whole. This month has been exceptionally busy. It's been just full of surprises, full of unexpected abundance in so many ways. And yeah, it's been a month. I don't know if you feel the same also with the eclipse season happening. Then I think we've all been feeling like a scrambled energy, especially with things going on in the world right now. It can feel like a really heavy energy. And I think for a lot of people, we're kind of just ready to close the door on October and open a new door for November, which is totally fine. And although for me, like October was actually a really great month, I am also ready for just like a fresh energy, a fresh start. I love eclipse season. I know it gets like a little bit of a bad rep. And I know that like some people feel kind of like, all these things come up during eclipse season. They feel scrambled. Maybe it's like a heavier energy. You feel confused. And it can be like a hard time because like certain lessons can come up that are ready to be learned. Certain wounds can be rubbed up against, like ready for a deeper layer of healing. And for a lot of people, that's really uncomfortable, right? And so it's really for us to lean into that energy to alchemize it into something better. So I actually don't want to make this like a whole eclipse season episode. I really should have done that, but maybe for the next one. But I feel like after this eclipse season, we're closing the door on this chapter. Probably you've noticed like lots has shifted in your life over the last month, maybe in your eyes for good or for bad, but it is all for good. It is all heading in the right direction. So what I want to do in this episode is really kind of like open up my channel. I always do these energy updates without a plan. So I do most of my podcast episodes actually without notes at all. Like I just like to pick a topic and riff on it. But for the energy updates, like I don't actually really tune in and like feel what I'm going to say before I start recording. I just let it flow. So I think that's all I have to say. So I'm just going to take a second here to kind of ground in. Maybe you can with me too if you feel like kind of just taking a few deep breaths and relaxing into the moment, whatever you're doing. Okay, so what's coming through for me right off the bat for November is just like, it's the month where a lot of us can kind of feel like, okay, like the year's winding down, like, November, and then like we all know like December goes by in the blink of an eye, and it's like we can get into this energy in November of like the year's over. Like we're in the final stretch. It's just kind of like this energy of like, all right, putting a bow on it, the year's almost over kind of thing. And the invitation that's being put out here is like to not be in this energy, like to not see this month, like to not see November as like, oh, the year's almost over. Because when we get into this mindset of like, well, the year's almost over, and maybe we even start reflecting on like goals we've had for the year and like things that we haven't really achieved yet, and we start to feel like, well, there's no time now, like I'll start fresh in January kind of thing, like kind of like that like I'll start fresh on Monday kind of energy. And the invitation that's really being extended here from the spirit guides is like not to do that and to instead think like November is so spacious. Like there's so much space in November, like there's so much time, and like playing with the energy of like what we believe time to be. And instead of viewing it as like, the year's coming to an end, what if we actually just release the idea of like the year? What if we took off the pressure of a year and we're just opening up another month, and then that's it. It doesn't matter if it's the second last month of the year. It doesn't matter if December is going to be like busy or whatever. It's like, can we just like isolate November and look at it as its own month with its own potential, and like look at it as like how much magic could unfold in this time if I didn't believe it to be like, wrapping up the present, like it's all done for the year. How much can we let unfold if we decided that actually like November 1st is going to be our fresh start instead of waiting for January 1st? So what's really coming through here is like if we kind of can shift into this energy of like, this new month, like so much magic can unfold, like whatever happened earlier this year, whatever happened last month, whatever happened during eclipse season, whatever, it doesn't matter because I've turned this page on this new month and anything's possible. And the other message coming through with this is like November is going to be this month of, they're saying like expect the unexpected. They're saying like, yeah, like so much abundance is ready to come through, but it's shifting from this mindset that I was just talking about that's going to kind of open the door for it. So, and it's shifting into the mindset of like, abundance is going to come through instead of like, that's the wrap on the year. So that's what they're saying is like, there's so much abundance that's ready to come through in the most unexpected ways. And this is a theme that I've been playing with in my life too. This is like side note from me, Kaya. In my life too, is I've been playing with the idea of unexpected abundance and like asking my spirit guides, like, show me abundance in the most unexpected ways. Because I feel like sometimes we get so in our head about like the way we want to receive money, like through our business, through our job, through whatever else, right? Like we have this idea of like money flows through this way. And when we open ourselves up to other ways and also other forms of abundance besides money, because I think sometimes we can get so fixated on just money only, then a lot more abundance can flow through because we're no longer creating this small little hole for it to flow through. We're actually just opening up the floodgates. So they're kind of like playing off this theme, and this is what I've been playing with lately in my own life around just like asking my spirit guides, like, show me abundance in the most unexpected ways. And so for me, this has been showing up in the forms of like, unexpected lump sums of money that I like were completely out of the blue for me. It's showing up as like free Starbucks, like compliments from a friend, a client giving a testimonial that like I didn't even ask for, like things like that. And like abundance that isn't really predicted. It wasn't calculated. I didn't control the way it was coming in. And so that's the energy they're talking about for this month too. And like, and now it's definitely something I'm going to play into as well, because I've already been playing this game, and it's like the invitation to play it at a larger scale. So instead of like, oh, like, show me like unexpected stuff, like a free Starbucks or whatever, it's like, show me like the most wow unexpected results. And the more that we open ourselves up to just being surprised, the more that actually comes in. So where are you controlling the way abundance flows into your life in all forms? So like whether that's money, like we asked, or whether it's like love, attention, like where are you controlling it or putting rules on it? And then also looking at where are you actually not even open to receive it? So like where are you asking for abundance in your life and then you're not even being open to receive it? So if this is like money, for example, like you're manifesting money to come into your life, but then like you're also playing the game of scarcity in certain areas of your life, like not wanting to spend money, like on things that you truly desire and that you could actually afford to, or you're not actually like looking after your finances and taking care of the money that you already have and like managing it in a way that is like, you know, smart and feels good. And like, yeah, I won't get into like a whole topic about that, but it's like, where are you not actually treating money with respect and letting it circulate? And like, you know, money loves to be circulated. It doesn't like to be like held on to for a rainy day. Like, savings are great and we want to definitely like, you know, build wealth and stuff like that. But it's kind of like what the guides are saying is like, where are you not treating money with the respect and the treating it in the way that it wants to be treated, kind of, and then expecting to call in more money. And in terms of like love, it's like, where are you saying like, I want to manifest this like amazing relationship in my life, but then you're actually settling for less. Like, you're settling for less and you're going on dates with people that you know aren't what you're looking for, or you're entertaining exes that you know aren't right for you, and like, just because you're feeling lonely. And like, then you're wanting love to come in, but it actually doesn't feel welcome. So it's like, the message that is coming through with this is like, where are you saying that you desire something and you want the universe to like shower you with this abundance that they're ready for? Like, I'm getting this visual of like your guides all up, like ready to dump buckets of water, like of abundance all over your head. And you're like, you got your umbrella. Like, you know what I mean? So that's the visual they're giving me, is like, put away your umbrella, address these things, get support in addressing these things if you're not sure what they are. Like, if you're listening and you're like, I don't know, like, am I like blocking abundance from coming through? Like, or maybe you're aware of the ways you're already doing it and you don't know how to fix it. Like, get support with it, right? And yeah, like, the message just coming through is like opening yourself up for all channels of abundance, and realizing that closing yourself up to abundance in one form closes you off to the frequency of abundance in all forms. So when we're not living in abundance energy in one area of our life, that affects the others too. When we're living in scarcity with money, that can be affecting how we're attracting relationships into our life, friendships, family, love, whatever, from anyone. And it can be affecting like how we're attracting any other kind of abundance too. So they're like, November is a really good time to let the like cleanup that happened during eclipse season settle. Like, let the dust settle and open yourself up to the abundance that is honestly waiting right there for you. They're showing that like the eclipse season is such a powerful time where a lot was brought to the surface for many of us. And if we're just looking at all these stuff and like, oh my gosh, eclipse season was like so terrible, like this happened, this happened, this happened, and then we're like, oh, glad that's over, like on to November. Like, that's not the energy we want to be in. The energy is like, wow, eclipse season brought like this and this to my attention. Now what am I going to do to like address this and not sweep it under the rug? What am I going to do to actually like alchemize this into something that moves the needle forward to the life I'm desiring to create? So through this process, and I feel like this is a big theme for November, is going to be like alchemizing what came up for you during the eclipse season. And in that alchemy, we're going to be opening ourselves up to the unexpected abundance that is waiting. And this is where it comes back to the first theme of like not seeing November as like, oh, the year's almost over. Because I think a lot of us can kind of see these things that have come up, and maybe it's during eclipse season, maybe it's something you already knew before, and you're like, yeah, like I know I have like, you know, scarcity mindset. I know that I have this like I need to work on my self-worth or my self-love or whatever it is. Like, sometimes we know these things or they've recently come up, and then we can get in this energy of like, you know, well, okay, like I'll definitely like prioritize that for next year. Like, I'm really busy, like it's almost Christmas, like I need to like, you know, the year's almost over. There's no point in like, you know, starting a program or hiring a mentor, or like, you know, trying to look for like a new practice or something like that, or starting to work on this. Like, I'll just like hunker down, finish off the year, and then in January it'll be like new me, new year, whatever that phrase is. And I'll really get momentum going on my personal development journey or my spiritual growth or whatever it is. But this is where all these themes tie back together, is like seeing what has been shaken up, letting these things come to the surface, alchemizing them into like, or I don't really know where I was going with the sentence, but like alchemizing the wounds that have come up for you this year, last month, whatever. And then using that to open yourself up to more unexpected abundance and realizing that like it gets to be now. It doesn't have to be next year. It doesn't have to be like, oh, like I'll wait till January, new year, new me, like that kind of vibe. Like it gets to be like, no, like who cares what time of the year it is? Like I deserve to open myself up to more abundance now. I deserve to work on myself now, to focus on myself now. So that's what's coming through for November. I'm just going to see if there's any other little straggly messages. No, that's it. I feel like that's the themes that are really coming through for anyone listening to this podcast. Of course, it's like a collective message whenever I do these. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, of course. And yeah, like if you're feeling this message and you're like, yes, I'm feeling like wounds have come up during eclipse season, or I am aware of them even prior to that, and there's things that I know I want to work on, and there are things that you feel that I could support you with, I would love to chat with you about options of ways that I can support you in November instead of waiting till the new year. I have my 6-week program Mirror Mirror that starts on November 6th. So really soon, a week from when this podcast will be released. And that program is a 6-week group program. It's a journey of self-discovery and evolution. We're going to be diving into all things like just personal growth, like identity work, limiting beliefs, fears, doubts, how to alchemize these, how to release them, how to tap into the energy of your higher self, your next level self, igniting your intuition. Like it is such a beautiful program that I put together. I'm honestly so proud of it. And it's all the work that I've been doing to take myself from like scarcity into abundance, to manifesting the life and business that I'm desiring, and to continue to do so. This is work that I continue to do over and over again. So I'm really excited to share it with you. If you feel like that program is what you're needing right now, you're not wanting to wait till January, we're doing it in November. We're going to be done before Christmas. There is more information that I will drop in the show notes that you can check out. So I'm not giving you like a whole 5-minute spiel on it because I could talk about it honestly forever. I'll drop it in the show notes and you can check out the sales page. If you have any questions, of course, send me a message on Instagram, which is also going to be linked in the show notes as well. And we can chat about if this is the right program for you. And if you're feeling like you want some more one-to-one support, I also do one-to-one sessions and packages that we can find something that works for you if you're wanting more close proximity support and working on something specific. So send me a message if you're looking for support with that. And then, of course, I always have my membership as well. So I'll drop the link for that as well. So that is all I have for you for this month, because this is going to come out on Halloween. So happy Halloween. And I hope that November is so magical, full of unexpected abundance for you. And if you have any comments or anything on this podcast, I'd love for you to send me a message. And I just love to hear from you guys. So thanks so much for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.